Hello, and welcome to PVTV News. I am Jesse Steele.
And I'm Logan Palmer.
A professional yacht racer decided he had enough of the waste floating in the ocean, so he decided to create a concept of a yacht powered by the waste it collects. Coming out the year of 2024, the Manta was the first boat to be able to use garbage to power an electric motor that happens to work with its sails. Conveyor belts scoop up trash as small as 10 millimeters, while 3 trawl nets drift behind. The trash is then fed to a processing machine and crews sort it before incineration. The plastic melts and uses the gas in a turbine to power the electric motor. The boat also is powered by the wind turbines and solar panels, making it possible to suck up 3 tons of waste per hour.
Weeds have always been a pest to farmers, but with the automation weeder, it can cut down 100,000 weeds an hour. It contains sets of 12 cameras to scan the crops, identifying the weeds and exterminating them. It is armed with lasers and powered by AIs, plus it cut down for labor. It even gets rid of the needs for chemical hydration, cutting down the costs of chemicals used in daily crops. It can also clear 15 to 20 acres in a single day with a price tag around $100,000 and already sold out.
A fun dinosaur made of take-up bags was recently discovered in a hotel room in Perth, Australia. Carly Catalano knew that moving from British Columbia to Australia with her partner, Sam, and their 3-year-old daughter, Florence, during the pandemic would mean undergoing a mandatory 14-day hotel room quarantine. Working with take-up bags and containers, some disposable cutlery, an iron board, and a few other items, the family began construction of their very own DIY dinosaur. Rather than having the dino remain consigned to a museum when the family departs the hotel, they plan to recycle the entire beast, keeping only the head as a souvenir of their prehistoric adventure.
The French government is planning to give citizens who wants to trade their old cars for a $3,000 award for the purchase of an electric bike. The nation has been approved by the lawmakers at the National Assembly and the primarily voted it as part of the more opportunity around emissions to cut plans for 2040, at which point the French government hopes for a reduced than 40% compared with the 1990 levels. The French Federation of Bicycle Use told Reuters that if adopted, French will become the first country to approve such a trade, as well as affect the reduce the numbers of cars on the road, especially the ones that produce emissions.
The name Mayor Schelk may sound familiar. That's because over the course of the past few weeks, a video of him saving a young boy's life from an oncoming train at his job went viral on the internet. Though this man's kindness does not end here. As a reward for saving the 6-year-old Schelk was given the equivalent of 660 American dollars. However, for a man whose kindness knows no end, Schelk gave half of his reward money for the child's family for the child's education, knowing the family was financially unstable. The news of Schelk's kindness has brought his name back into the spotlight of the media once more.
Usually a doctor would be pretty final and should be taken fact. But when the doctors predicted that Kevin Mungo wouldn't be able to walk or talk due with the missing parts of his brain that contains the 2 hemispheres that were in for a shock as the rest of the world on April 12th of 2021, this has revealed a letter from the University of Tennessee accepting the application for the school. Those accepted to college, this may be impressive and one shouldn't overlook a small achievement that led to his accomplishments such as singing, reading, playing sports, and so many other things. Darrell Kevin still suffers from short-term memory loss and hemispheric. He believed that most people didn't know he has disability at all.
Down at the Bristol Zoo in southwestern England, people are celebrating the birth of a new baby mouse deer from parents mother mouse deer Brene and proud papa mouse deer Jorah, proving the adage that good things come in small packages. The bouncing baby Western Malaysian mouse deer fawn is the height of a standard pencil, and is the second of its species to be born at the Bristol Zoo. Native to Southeast Asia, mouse deer, also known as Chevertons, are the smallest hoofed mammals in the world. Hoofstock team leader Roland says that there are not many zoos who care for these animals as they are so small in size, very secretive, and nocturnal. So any youngster born is great news for the conservation breeding program, and they are working hard to ensure that these small creatures do not die out. Now for an important message.
Hey, Mr. Cook, how do I key this one thing in?
I met a strange lady.
Hey, how do I key this one thing in?
What? Speak up.
You know it's not that healthy to have the volume up that high, right?
I think I'll be fine. What do you need help with?
I think I got it. Don't make your ears suffer. They're valuable your whole life, so don't throw them in the trash. Keep your ears safe. Lower the volume.
A heartwarming event in Tempe, Arizona, as a group of police officers surprised a boy with a little tractor after thieves stole his favorite toy. 4-year-old Gerald Philbrooks was delighted when Big Heartful Cops gave a brand new replica John Deere. Police sprang into action after the patrol sergeant Andrew Brooks read Gerald's dad's Facebook post explaining how this cherished old tractor has been stolen. After unsuccessfully search event, the Sergeant Brooks, with some association from the local Walmart at Temple, Arizona, accepting the purchase, just the toy for Gerald. Brooks was so overcome with emotions. When the time finally came to give Gerald the new tractor, he was tearing up.
Researchers in Finland have discovered that electrodes and lithium batteries containing cobalt can be reused following a special process. In comparison to traditional recycling, which typically extracts metals from crushed batteries by melting or dissolving them, the new process, which newly saturates the electrodes with the lithium, saves batteries raw material and likely also energy.
Vancouver's designer and financer Philip Conveyor has been using Quonset hut agriculture to cut costs and comfort unique housings and business operations in Detroit. Between the low cost of the hut and of the land of the city, the project offered perceptive research, something totally unique in the terms of pride and style. The using half singular of construct steel was used by development company purchase concept to create unique apartment building of 8 high ceiling, unique for 30% less than comparable affordable house in up-and-coming neighborhood in the city.
In Spain, a new law was passed to give animals the same rights as humans. And the government of Spain has decided that all domesticated animals should be viewed as living beings. So with this new law, judges are allowed to decide who gets custody of the animals and make sure that the parents are legally watching out for the welfare of the animal. The law states that any abuse or mistreatment to these animals will be considered a crime and you could get punished for it. If there is a lost animal, it is also a public duty for the finders to try and return the animal to its home, like what you would do if you came along a lost child. Spain has acknowledged that these animals are living, breathing things that can feel pain, happiness, and every other feeling like humans would. That's why they decided to treat them like humans. Spain also joins other countries like France, Germany, and many other countries in giving animals more rights. Kenya Smith, a homeless man, was sitting outside of an Outback Steakhouse in Fort Worth, Texas, one day when a woman decided to walk up to him and ask if he was all right. He replied by saying, "No, I'm not. I'm starving." she decided to hand him a $100 gift card so that he could eat. While he was eating, he met the Outback's managing partner, Laura Hodges, who decided to give her business card to him if he ever wanted to get hired there. Shortly after their encounter, he was hired by her. He still needed a place to live, so Laura posted on the Fort Worth Foodies Facebook page to try and give him an affordable hotel room to stay in. Instead, people liked his story so much that they raised more than $2,200 to get him a place to live, clothing, a bike to get him to work, and groceries. He said that this was a great blessing to him. He wants to try and buy a car, then a home, and eventually wants to have his own food service business. Thanks for watching. You know,